Every afternoon, James walks to the bank of Baker Lake, settling on the snow-covered shore beside the ragged rocks. The weather is chilly year-round in the small coastal town of Nunavut, Canada. Despite the harsh conditions, there isn't a day James doesn't come out here. He sits in the cold, clutching his jacket, watching the water shrouded beneath a thick layer of ice. When the sun dips below the horizon, James would rise and drag himself back to what he now called home. His father passed away during his childhood. And after his mother's demise, James's uncle has taken him in. It has been 3 years of living with Uncle Edward, his wife, Aunt Tabitha, and their 2 sons, Jack and Mike. Loser, you are gonna be so busted. Yeah, you forgot to clean up the mess you made in your room. Oh wait, no, the mess we made in your room. Have fun, dimwit. James loathed returning home. While Uncle Edward was kind and considerate toward his late brother's son, his wife and children were far from understanding. Aunt Tabitha seemed perpetually on the outlook for reasons to complain about James, and his cousins made his life a relentless misery. I'm telling you, this boy will be a disgrace. He's a spoiled child, and I'm getting tired of disciplining him. Tabitha, you have to keep patience. What did he do? What did he do? What doesn't he do? He's a horrible student, disobedient. He's always running away from the house, sitting by that lake. Who knows what kind of people he's mixing with? Tabitha, take it easy. Just try to understand what the boy is going through. He has no one but us. But Edward, I don't want to hear it, Tabitha. Take care of the boy. Since the complaining didn't work, Aunt Tabitha spent each and every moment trying to make James's life difficult. James, take out the trash and go bring out all the firewood from the shed. James, what is this? You stained your clothing? You're not going nowhere. You will finish all the laundry today. What have you been doing instead of finishing your work? What is this? Give that to me. You're not getting this back. Aunt Tabitha, please. My mother gave me that pocket watch. It has a picture in it. Forget about your mother. You have no mother anymore. Focus on your work, or I'll rip it up and throw it away. You want it? You want it? Why don't you catch it? What a sissy necklace. What were you, your mommy's little princess? Ratting them out to his uncle only made James's life more difficult than it already was. So he learned to stay quiet and comply, seeking solace by the lakeside whenever he could. He sat there, lost in memories of the old days when his mother would take him for walks and tell him enchanting stories. Mom, look! Look how I can balance. James, come here right now. What are you doing? Never go onto the ice. But Mom, it's so much fun. Just one more time. James, don't you know the story of the kalupalik? It lives right underneath the ice, in the cold, cold waters. And if you go near there, it will come out and snatch you away. What? What's a kalupalik? Trust me, you don't want to see one. If you ever hear a crack or a sound from the ice, know that the kalupalik has spotted you. Don't try to take a peek into the water. They're scaly, they have sharp pointy fins coming out their backs, they have long dark hair and hands with long claws that hold onto the bodies of little children like you. No, Mom, no. Yes, James, it will drag you into the hole in the ice and steal you away from me. No, Mom, I won't go on the ice. I'll never. Okay. As long as you don't go anywhere near the ice, you'll be safe and sound. Okay, Mom. Are you still scared, James? You can let me go now. All right, how about this? Kalupalik, where are you? No, Mom, don't call it. I don't want to see it. Don't worry, the kalupalik is scared of Mommy. Kalupalik, you better not take my baby, all right? James is going to be a good boy. Remembering those special moments with his mother always brought a smile to his face. She had a knack for keeping him out of trouble, scaring him enough that even now he hesitated to ski on the ice. Those were the good days, when they would return home to share hot cocoa and s'mores by the fireplace, warming themselves against the chill. But it had been years since James experienced that kind of love. He knew that when he returned home in the evening, he would have to endure Aunt Tabitha's relentless tirades about how spoiled he was. His cousins would likely have concocted some scheme to make him look bad, or worse, he might have inadvertently ruined something precious to them. James often contemplated running away, yet he couldn't shake the memory of Uncle Edward's kindness. The thought of hurting him kept James from gathering the courage to act. James, I know your aunt is a bit harsh with you, but don't take it to heart, okay? She just gets a little frustrated sometimes. It's okay, Uncle. Then tell me, why are you so upset? It's nothing, just missing home. You know, when your grandparents passed away, it was just your father and me. Believe it or not, I was the spoiled brat, and your father was the responsible one. If it weren't for him, I don't know where I would have been today. He made home feel like home for me. James, I think of you like my very own son. My home is your home. Thanks, Uncle. Now here, take this. Don't tell your cousins, all right? Have fun, and don't go too far. As the skies were turning into shades of pink and orange, James lazily got up, not wanting to leave. He sat back down to enjoy the last few minutes of the sunset, when he suddenly heard a few footsteps behind him. He turned to see it was his cousins. We're sick of having to come out here to call you. What do you think of us, your servants or something? I was heading home. You guys didn't need to come. Hey, what's the attitude about? You behave like this in front of us, and you're a goody little two-shoes in front of Dad, aren't you? Yeah, what's in your pocket? How much you got out of him this time, you sneaky thief? I'm not a thief, and I don't have anything on me. Stop. Why do you guys always behave like this? What did I ever do to you? Lower your voice, chump, or we'll lower it for you. Just leave me alone, James said as he started walking back towards home. Suddenly, Jack got in the way and pushed him back. James started stumbling back as he came towards him. What do you think of yourself, huh? It's like ever since you came, we don't mean anything to Dad anymore. Twerp's got all the attention. What are you guys talking about? I'm always cleaning up after you guys. I'm always doing your work. I do whatever you guys say. What more do you want? You know what we want? James suddenly stumbled onto the ice. What are you guys doing? Let me get back up. Get out of the way. It's not us that needs to get out of the way. It's you. Jack and Mike both pushed him back, throwing him off onto the ice. James screamed out as his body hit the hard, cold ice. He kept slipping, struggling to pick himself up, while Jack and Mike began laughing at him. James didn't want to cry in front of them, but his eyes were starting to tear up. All of a sudden, in the midst of the laughter and panic, the three boys froze, hearing a crack on the ice. James widened his eyes, seeing the ice underneath him begin to split. Jack, please, help me off here. Mike, don't leave me here. The ice is gonna crack any second, James pleaded. But Jack and Mike continued to laugh. He's waking up. Thank goodness. Uncle? James, we thought we lost you, son. You're worried about him when your real sons are out there somewhere suffering in the cold? You imbecile. You're responsible for this. Tell me what you've done to my children. Tabitha, behave yourself. The boy just now regained consciousness, and look at the way you're treating him. James, tell us what happened. We found you freezing on the shore. I don't remember anything after I fell into the water. When the boys hadn't returned home, Edward and Tabitha set out to search for them. They found James in an unconscious state, while Jack and Mike were nowhere to be seen. The parents quickly spotted the hole in the ice and feared the worst. They called for locals to help search the water, but no sign of their sons emerged. Where had they gone? What had happened to them? When James finally regained consciousness, the first thing he did was return to the shore. He hadn't shared what he experienced that night. The agonizing sensation of icy water filling his lungs, while he could hear his cousins laughing at him. Yet something bizarre had occurred. James knew he wouldn't have survived. If he hadn't been pulled from the freezing depths. He had assumed it was Jack and Mike who rescued him. Until he heard their screams in the distance. What is that? Jack, run! Mike! No, no, kick it! Mike, hold my hand! Brother, no! Was it all a dream? Or had he started hallucinating in that state? James walked to the edge of the icy lake. He gathered his courage and knocked softly on the ice. There was nothing but silence. James let out a breath as he turned to go home. When he suddenly saw something in the corner of his eye. Kalupalik.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.